What if one of the biggest battles in K-pop didn't end with a final verdict, but with an unexpected offer of peace? What if, instead of celebrating a courtroom victory, one of the industry's most influential creative minds chose to give up millions of dollars to protect artists, restore harmony, and reshape the future of K-pop? Because today, the story unfolding in Seoul isn't just about contracts or corporate power. It's about creativity, responsibility, and the cost of protecting the people behind the music. At a press conference in Jongno, Seoul, Min Hee-jin, former Adore CEO and now head of OK Records, stood before the media after winning the first trial in her legal battle with Hybe. But instead of declaring victory, she proposed something no one expected. She offered to give up the 25.6 billion won in compensation awarded to her, roughly $22.5 million USD, in exchange for ending all legal conflicts tied to the dispute. And not just those involving her. She called for the immediate termination of lawsuits affecting the members of New Jeans, former Adore staff, outsourcing partners, and even fandom communities caught in the crossfire. Her reasoning was deeply emotional and strikingly direct. She said the fight between corporations and executives had gone on long enough. Now it was the artists paying the price. According to Min, the reality of some members performing on stage while others remain entangled in legal conflict is not only painful, it's unsustainable for creativity, for fans, and for the culture itself. She emphasized that the court ruling cleared her of allegations such as management usurpation and tampering, affirming that her actions were grounded in creative ethics and responsible leadership. But the real headline wasn't the legal vindication. It was her declaration that money is not more valuable than restoring a healthy ecosystem for artists. She described the past 2 years as exhausting for the public and emotionally damaging for everyone involved, and said she wants to repay that fatigue with a new vision for K-pop. And at the center of that vision, artists must be protected. Creativity must come before conflict. And the industry must return to competing on stage, not in courtrooms. Min directly addressed Hybe chairman Bang Si-hyuk, urging him to meet again in the creative world, not in the courtroom. She also referenced the growing responsibility of corporations in an era of stricter governance standards, suggesting that harmony and risk resolution are now the wisest path forward, not only for artists and fans, but for shareholders as well. Perhaps most symbolic of all, Min announced she will leave behind the title of former Adore CEO and move forward fully as the head of OK Records, focusing on discovering new artists and exploring new directions for the industry. No more courtroom battles, no more press conference warfare, only creation. And whether her proposal will be accepted remains unknown. But one thing is certain, this moment could become a turning point, not just in a dispute between powerful figures, but in how the K-pop industry balances power, profit, and the people who stand on stage. Because sometimes, the boldest victory isn't winning the fight, it's choosing to end it. And if this peace offering is accepted, the next chapter of K-pop may not be written in legal filings, but in music, performance, and a renewed promise to protect the artists who make the world listen. Would you give up millions to protect what you believe in? Because today, that question isn't hypothetical. It's redefining an entire industry.